What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be covering the League of Legends champion Camille. Now looking actually at the material to go through, it doesn't seem like she's got a champion teaser or an official trailer. What she does have is obviously a bio, a story, special interactions and a login theme or screen. So they're the four things that I'm going to do. I'm going to timestamp the whole thing as I always do. Now let me think, which one should I go through first? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through her bio and her story first. Then I'll go through her login screen and then I'll do a special interactions. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the bio. Right, Camille the Steel Shadow. Let's go. Clan Ferris understands sacrifice. Most of the family's wealth come from harvesting a rare crystal from the Bracken, a creature native to Chimera. These hex crystals, or first crystals, contain power normally only wielded by those born with innate magical ability. After Camille's great-great-aunt lost an arm during an early expedition, her sacrifice inspired the Ferris family motto, "For family will I give." Okay. The Bracken were a limited resource and Camille's family had to augment the crystals they accumulated. Utilising shadow investments in chemtech and runic alchemy, they developed less powerful but easier to make synthetic hex crystals. Yet there were consequences, as there always is. Synthetic crystal manufacturing has long been rumoured to heavily contribute to the Zorn family, or the Zorn Grey. Furthermore, it was only through espionage, intimidation and murder that Clan Ferris held its monopoly on this priceless commodity and ensured its uninterrupted production in Zorn, maintaining the family's place in Piltover's illustrious Blue Wind court. As the eldest surviving child of Clan Ferris, so maybe her older brother or sisters died, Master, Camille received every educational advantage. She had exceptional tutors, learning to speak several foreign languages and play the Selovina at a concert master level. Camille also learned to read and write ancient Sumeria while assisting her father on digs in the Odin Valley. Traditionally, one of the younger children will become the family's principal intelligencer, working with the clan master to secure their family's success by any means necessary. However, Camille's younger brother Stephen had a weak constitution, and so Camille took his place. He jealously watched her embrace her additional training as she became quite adept in combat, reconnaissance and interrogation. When Camille was 25, augmented Zorn-type thugs attacked her and her father, intent on stealing lucrative trade secrets. Camille's father succumbed to his wounds, and in anguish her mother died soon after. So basically by 25 both her mother and father died. That's deep. Stephen became clan master and he doubted the clan's research in human hextech argumentation, eager to prove himself as a strong leader. After a year of mourning, I think it's Stephen oversaw the introduction of Hakim Nandri, a promising young crystallographer from the Chimerian coastal city of Belzorn, as the family's lead artifactor. Camille requested hextech argumentation from Hakim to push her beyond her human limitations. So maybe now I can see from the beginning she's obviously got no legs, or she's got blades, should I say, for feet. So maybe it ties in with this and what he does to her in a minute, I'm presuming. Hakim was instantly enamoured with her and they bonded over the preparations and late night stories of Chimera, and eventually Camille returned Hakim's feelings. Their affair grew reckless as they knew the surgery would conclude their time together. Hakim would move on to other projects, and Camille would once again be fully committed to the principal intelligence's duties. More than that, Hakim worried that in carving away Camille's heart, he might remove her humanity. So that's me thinking it's just going to be surface level stuff, and maybe they might remove her feet and put on blades, which is kind of extreme in its own right. But they're going to cut out her heart. Whoa, okay, that's going in. Fully committed. Days before Camille's operation, Hakim proposed marriage and begged her to run away with him. For the first time in her life, Camille was torn. A little bit of a love story going on here. Stephen had no such conflict, and he needed Camille to execute his vision. When he learned of the secret proposal, he devised a plan. The next time Camille and Hakim were together, Stephen set himself up to be attacked. When she saw her brother bruised and blooded, Camille recognised what could happen when her attention was divided. Hakim pleaded with Camille, but she wouldn't listen. For family she would give. She ended her relationship with Hakim, insisting her surgery should go forward. So basically her brother's just a snake in it. He's just a snake, he doesn't care about her happiness. He was the only one who could safely perform the operation, and so he excised Camille's heart and replaced it with Hetch-Tech, then resigned. When she awoke, the lab she and Hakim had shared was abandoned. Camille focused on her work. She took on further refinement, including bladed legs, right, which is obviously what I mentioned and you can see in her picture at the top, grapple spindle hips, which was seen as well, and other minor hex augmentations, leading some to wonder how much of the woman was left. And as clan pharaohs amassed more power and wealth, Camille's missions became darker and more deadly. Thanks to her Hex-Tech heart, she did not age. But the years were not so kind to her brother. Yet as Stephen's body grew more frail, his iron grip on the clan remained. Yeah, and this is the thing as well, it says here, but she did not age. But she's got grey hair, but apart from that, she looks really young. So that obviously ties in with the fact that obviously she's got this Hex-Tech heart. Eventually Camille uncovered the depths of Stephen's betrayal, better kill him, and realised his machinations were no longer in the family's best interests. In that moment, she discarded the last sentiment she felt towards her brother. After installing her favourite grandniece as clan master, Camille now runs the family's public affairs as well as its more shady operations. As a solver of difficult problems, she embraces her more than human transformation and the cutting judgment it affords her. But a strange, mournful kneeling in her Hex-Tech heart may yet prove a troubling portent. Regardless, Camille refuses to sit idle and gains invigoration from well-executed industrial espionage, a fresh brewing cup of tea, and long walks in the grey. Okay, nice combination there. Nice combination. Okay, so that was good. Good to see obviously her past, what happened to her parents, and how she is how she is now. That didn't even make sense. The reason why she looks how she looks now, in terms of obviously the augmentations she's got to her hips, to her legs. I didn't know about her heart, but we found out about her heart as well, and that ties in nicely with the fact that she doesn't age. It kind of explains why she doesn't age as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to Camille's story, and that should hopefully build upon her character a little bit more as well. So let's go. Tea with the Grey Lady. Okay, so this is obviously one of the things she enjoys doing, drinking tea. So let's find out. The first sound I heard was the scrape of sharp metal against rock. My sight was blurred, my vision still swimming in murky darkness, but something in the back of my mind registered it, that knife-edged slide on wet stone. The rasp was the same as my mason when it marks out with rock to cut away from the cliff. It set my teeth on edge. The fog in my brain receded, but it left me with only one panic thought as I strained at the ropes binding my hands. I was a dead man. In front of me there was a gaunt and heavy wooden creak. If I squinted I could make out the bulk of what I guess was Gordon Ansell sitting across from me. So much for hired muscle, it looked like he was coming around as well. Okay, so basically yeah, the protection's in the same position as he is as well. Oh God, you're both awake, a woman's voice, refined, polished. I was just about to put the tea on. I turned toward her. Half my face felt fat and bruised. The corners of my mouth were stuck together. I tried to move my swollen jaw and a coppery taste pooled on my tongue. You know what that is. I should have been thankful I was still breathing. The air had a lingering chemical smell, like it would singe off your nose hair if you inhaled too deeply. Just my luck, I was still in the zone. One of you knows who is responsible for the explosion at the docks, the woman continued. She had her back to us. A flickering bluish light illuminated her slim waist and inhumanely long legs, which is obviously the Hex-Tech technology. That's such a tongue twister as well, isn't it? Hex-Tech, yeah. There was a faint slosh of water as she set a glass kettle above the near invisible frame of a chem burner. Go pound a slump, lady, Ansell ground. Leave it to Ansell to make a bad situation worse. Baron Grimes' men always have such a way with words. The woman turned to face us. It was a lamp that lit her figure, but something within her that gave off an unsettling light. You tell me what I want to know as if your life depends on it. I ain't saying nothing, Ansel snarled. You know he's the first to die. He's going to get taken out quick. He's no use to her. There we go. Metal scraped the floor as she shifted her weight. She was deciding which of us to carve from the quarry first. The sound made no sense until she began walking towards Ansel, and then I understood. Her velvet shadow separated from the silhouette of the table. Mystifying blue light pulsed from her hips, leading my eye down her lithe form to twin blades. She was high-end chimeric, unlike anything I'd seen in Piltover or Zam. Do not insult my courtesy, Mr. Ansel. Others have. They are dead now. Guarantee you that. You think them legs of yours scare me? The woman stood in front of my thick-headed acquaintance. I could hear the water in the kettle start to boil. I blinked and there was a flash of silver and blue. The rope that bound Ansel's hands fell to the floor. A hoarse laugh escaped my bodyguard. You missed, darling. Our captor seemed to be waiting patiently. Ansel leaned forwards a few inches and an arrogant smirk plastered across his weathered, beaten face. You can lick my... The woman spun around. This time the razor-sharp blade of her leg sliced cleanly through Ansel's neck. What did I say? I knew it. Too much talk. The severed head rolled to a stop in front of me just as the kettle whistle blew. Ansel had always been a big mouth. Now it lolled open, silenced at last. I kept telling myself Ansel was dead, but his eyes still stared at me in horrified surprise. The fear in my brain climbed down my spine, stopping to throttle my gut until I was convinced whatever was left inside me was going to end up on the floor. Now, Mr. Turk, we are going to have a cup of tea and you will tell me what I wish to know, she said, her words unhurried. The woman sat down at her table and smiled. A wisp of steam escaped as she poured the boiling water into her porcelain teapot. She looked at me with an imperious pity, like he was a schoolboy too slow at his figures. It was that smile that I couldn't look away from, deadly, knowing. It scared the piss out of me. Tea? I nearly choked on the word. Oh boy, she said, there is always time for tea. Okay, so that's really good. That is really good, and it's nice. It gives like kind of like a little bit of insight into her abilities and what she obviously does, because she's obviously an interrogator and she's got the ability to take out people quite easily as well, as you can clearly see from this. Wow, I love the fact that she likes tea as well. She's calm, collected, and she likes a good cup of tea. Love it. So yeah, that was a good combination of the bio and also the story. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into her login theme as well, or login screen. So let's get into that. Ooh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, okay. Right, okay, already this is popping, and I keep repeating myself. I'm sure I'm going to say it on every single login screen. Every single one, I'm going to say the same thing. The music's perfect. The music is so good, and every single one is unique. Every single one is nothing like the previous one I listened to, but they're all amazing. A Ruler Solo I listened to last week was just... And this one, yeah, I was not expecting this, but this is really good. While I've paused it here, though, as well, I like how obviously it shows, obviously, her augmented features. I mean, look at them legs. Wow. Wow, you would not want to get kicked or cut by one of them. And then you can see, obviously, that these... whatever this is here, that's obviously part of her hips, and I'm presuming maybe this is her heart. Maybe we can see it from the back as well. I need to look at what she looks like. And I'm presuming, yeah, that one. And I'm presuming this one is her heart as well. I need to check out what she looks like from the front. Maybe you can see this from the front as well. I can't quite remember, but I'm presuming that's probably part of her heart as well. But yeah, just looks so good. She looks so good. So good. So good. It's going to build up again now. I love that violin. I think it's a violin or cello. I think it's a violin. And if it isn't, it's something similar. It's in the same class as a violin. I love it. I love that. And that ties in nicely once again with her bio. She mentioned that she can play, I think it was something similar to a violin at like the highest expert level. And they've not only mentioned that in the bio, they've used it in her theme as well. It's one of the most, it's by far probably the most dominant actually musical instrument in this theme. And I love it anyway. Who doesn't love a great violin? So... I mean, so good. Layers to it. So good. I tell you what, if that's the end, that is the end. Okay. So I've listened to a few so far. I've listened to Pikes, I've listened to Ruling Souls. This one is my favourite. This is number one. This is my favourite one. Every single one's epic, but if I had to pick a number one so far, this one takes the cake. This one takes it, definitely. Wow. That initial run-up as well, that first minute, popping. Wow, so good. And how it ends as well. Whew, yeah, Riot know how to make music. You know, surprise there. After that bombshell, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to her special interactions. Now, I've had a quick look. I believe her special interactions are like 25 minutes long. I will be going through the whole thing. Well, I will be going through the whole thing, but what you'll be watching won't be the whole thing. It's going to be the highlights, okay? So it won't be 25 minutes long reactions to the interactions. So, let's get into it.
Ever wonder how you became an orphan?
There you go. Yeah, that's one thing I actually didn't even mention in the champion theme, how good she looks. I mean, like, look at her legs. Everything about her hips, the overall design, just looks so good. And also this here, her face, she looks really young, but the hair's grey. So I wonder if based on obviously the bio she doesn't age, but I don't believe when she got the heart transplant she would have already had grey hair. So maybe her hair's the only thing that actually shows her true age, which would be a nice touch. Everything else stays young. Yeah, just a thought. But yeah, she just looks so good. Look at that.
Problem solved.
Well, you've killed her, so alright.
Oh, at least die with some dignity. This is what a professional looks like. Think you deserve better? You don't. That antique of yours is quite poor at close range.
Antique.
Bravado is contrary to civility. Not like boys. Should have brought your A game. Your affinity with time has only afforded you more mistakes.
Ooh.
Pay attention, boy. Maybe next time you'll get it right. My boy, no one cares about your silly little country.
I paused here though because I've noticed that the actual hex tech technology is shown on the front and the back. So obviously it's her heart there, but yeah, when I saw it before I could only see the back and I was wondering if it actually showed it on the front as well, which it does. So
is that the result you were looking for? Scissors, beats, paper.
yeah, that's good.
Play in the shadows at your peril. Never go full machine. If blood fazed me, I wouldn't be very good at my job. It's a fine line between deadly and dead.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, I think I got some on me. Don't go looking for something you don't want to find.
I.e. them blades for legs. Them blades. Boy.
So many bodies, so little time.
If you run, you won't see me stab you.
I hope you still think that's funny when I slit your
Cool.
throat.
Okay.
Mediocrity is the root of all evil. Who let you out of your toy box? Time to cut your strings, little puppet. How about a taste of your own medicine? Exterminating you would be a pleasure. Watch it, girl. I am your future. So direct, like most fools. Tell me, is it the third arm that makes you extra glorious? You would look better as a rug in my foyer.
Poor volley bear.
I'm the one who keeps the wolves at bay.
I can believe that.
We are all monsters. Now you're just one on the outside. Is that fear I detect? Whittle them down. Now you're just being vulgar. I hate snow.
To be fair, though, I think it should have been the opposite way around. She should like snow because she doesn't have feet. She's got these blades, so she should be perfect. She ain't gonna slip, is she? Let's put it that way. She ain't gonna slip and fall.
An island of ruination. How glamorous. Your attempts are feeble. Ask permission if you want to. Are you fighting back? How selfish. That was mediocre at best. Ask permission if you want to leave. I didn't say you could leave. You didn't really think I'd let you go that easily.
That was the sound of inevitability. Anomaly neutralized. How do you say it? Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Status update. Target eliminated. End of the line. Even programs must be executed. Repair protocols are highly overrated. Your connection has been severed. Your technology has exceeded your humanity. The machine will prevail. Efficiency at all costs. No one mourns the loss of a traitor to the wrong side. Project's light grows dim. Consider your purity achievement unlocked. No one mourns the loss of a traitor.
Ooh, Nisuo.
We have no use for a broken spirit. You chose poorly. Targets acquired. Authorizing deadly force. Command line received. Kill -9. Upgrade complete. Mission protocol upgraded.
Okay, so that's good. So what's interesting there though, well for starters, it's good to see her play interactions. Some of them I thought were really good actually in that as well. But the crazy thing is, there's almost 25 minutes worth of actual interactions. And I think it's a shame when a player has so many interactions but without a champion teaser or like a champion trailer or anything like that. I think it's a little bit of a shame because if they had one on her, that would be so good. But I just remembered as well, there actually is a spotlight, a game spotlight for her to do as well, which I completely forgot about, I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off with the actual gameplay of Camille as well. So without further ado, let's get into that one.
This is Camille. She's got hook shots and giant blades instead of legs. And if she's coming after you, she's gonna cut you down. Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Camille, the Steel Shadow.
Skills. Wow. Look at them hips. Mad. That's cool. Okay, let's go.
Camille's basic attacks on champions grant a shield against her opponent's primary damage type. If the enemy deals mostly physical damage, she'll get a physical shield. If they're mostly dealing magic damage, she'll get a magic shield. The shield's strength increases based on Camille's max health. Camille's next basic attack slashes the enemy for bonus damage and grants a short burst of movement speed.
Okay.
For a brief period after the initial cast, she can recast Precision Protocol for an additional strike. Camille gathers energy, then blasts it forward in a cone, damaging all enemies hit. Each enemy she catches with the outer half of the sweep will be slowed, take additional damage based on their max health, and heal Camille for each enemy hit. Camille's E is a two-parter, hookshot and wall dive.
That's mad. That's mad, that part.
On its first cast, she fires a hookshot in a target direction. If she strikes a wall, she'll pull herself to it. She'll then have a brief window to cast wall dive.
Wow.
She'll leap off the wall in a target direction. If there are nearby enemies, she'll hone in on them, stopping on the first champion hit and stunning all enemies in an area. This also grants her bonus attack speed.
That's okay, it's cool.
Hookshot only works on walls. Hookshotting enemy champions doesn't do anything. It's just rude.
Cool.
Camille's ultimate is Hextech Ultimatum.
Yeah, so I saw a little bit of this, didn't we, in the player interaction. So yeah.
Camille briefly becomes untargetable as she leaps onto an enemy champion, imprisoning them in a zone and knocking away their allies. While the ultimatum is active, the targeted enemy cannot leave the area by any means, and Camille's attacks deal additional damage while she's inside. Even killing Camille won't destroy the zone's barriers. Other enemies are free to re-enter the zone after they've been knocked out. Hextech Ultimatum's arena will deactivate on its own after a short time, or if Camille leaves or is knocked out of the area prematurely. Camille's gap-closing ability lets her get way ahead of her team, but she's not tanky enough to 1v5. The knockback here gives her about a half second alone with Victor, but her magic damage shield does nothing.
I love how I said that, but she's not tanky enough to 1v5. Which champion is? Is a champion that is tanky enough to 1v5?
Against the AD double dunk from Vi and Ezreal. Camille's real strength is her incredible long-range in-fight mobility. Spotting the split-up Azir, hookshot, and wall dive is the obvious remedy for a sassy Shuriman. Now, you might think she's stuck with Mundo, but that would be wrong. You see, she leaps tall trees in a single bound, and then sends the Voidhound homeward bound. Now that she's single-handedly and double-leggedly removed both carries, it's time for a quick escape using hookshot and a blast cone. At this point, the 5v3 makes for an easy cleanup. Thanks for watching the Camille Champion Spotlight. Check out more Steel Shadow news using the links below, and try not to cut yourself in the corners.
Okay, cool ending. A bit of breakdancing there. So no, that was really good to see her abilities and in-game play as well. For some reason, when I first started this video off, I completely forgot about her spotlight. Yeah, of course she's got one. So yeah, so it's good for me to actually end on that as well. But like I was saying in the play interactions before, you've got so many interactions that she has with between herself and other characters. I just feel like it's a little bit of a shame that she doesn't have her own champion teaser or like champion trailer as well. So it'd be nice to have someone as interesting as Camille to at least have something like that as well. But maybe that's just me. I appreciate the cat do it on every single champion, can they? So anyway, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed enough rumbling now. Hopefully you guys actually enjoyed the gameplay trailer, the actual story, the bio, play interactions, and that amazing login screen / login theme. That for me so far is my favourite one out of the ones I've listened to, and I'd be surprised if that's beaten, because that was really good. But yeah, hopefully you guys actually enjoyed the video, and if you did, feel free to let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe if you've not done so already. I cover a champion from League of Legends every single Thursday, so I'm not going to tell you who next Thursday's champion is. You'll have to tune in on Saturday to find that one out. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.